Hi everyone, welcome back to the studio where even dreams believe. I am happy to be here today and I hope that you will join me. As you saw my thumbnail, I confused myself totally with making this color swatching, okay? And I hope that today, I've practiced it twice, so I hope today that I would not confuse myself with the cold and the warm and all the colors here. It was quite intense. Okay, so let's have a look here. I wanted to know from you, how many colors of green paint do you have? Green is I think one of the most difficult paint or colors to work with, especially in nature, because there are just so many different colors of greens out there. And do you have to buy the whole range before you can paint? What is my short answer? No, you don't. Okay, so I dug deep on my table here. Floof has decided it's too cold to be in the studio, so she's on the bed. Okay, so in that fishing box over there, it is a fantastic way to keep your little tubes of watercolors and thingies. Okay, so I scratched out my watercolor treasures. Now I don't use these colors. I much prefer the half pan or the full pans that you get. But I just wanted to prove a point today that you do not need expensive brands or even all the different colors that there is in one color variation, or how you can mix it to be able to do something, to paint. So what I have done, I have got 6 greens that I dug out here. Okay, 3 of them for me are more warmer and 3 are colder. And I decided, instead of doing a traditional color swatch like the rainbow color here, in our last video I said that I gave myself homework to do this one here, and it was quite a bit of how am I going to do this. That is interesting. Okay, you can see here I just practiced and swatched out in my diary, even just to keep it on the day, to remember I did that on that day. So I decided, let's take 3 very different colors and let's see what we can make with the different greens. What different greens can we get using those 3? Can we get bluer greens, colder greens, grayer greens, browner greens, lighter greens? What can we get? So now if I share the screen here, or hold on one second, let me see. Yes, let me share my screen. Okay, here you can see my setup here. So for anyone that is starting up again, maybe you are one of the people that used to paint and you had one of those collections. Now, do you remember you could get bi-weekly magazines and then you would get a tube of paint included or something like that, so that you can build up your binder and build up your set? These are from those. They are basically, they don't have a name brand, but I've got these colors in my stash, so I thought, now let me dig them up and let's use them. You don't have to have the most expensive to practice mixing colors and learning about what different color combinations can do for you. All right, so now let's see here. What I have is I've got loads of water here on my side, and I've also got a big basin because yesterday I made such a mess with the different greens. It was just green everywhere. Okay, so I've got 2 waters and I have got places where I can mix. This is a plastic palette, and you would see after the mixing yesterday, the green hue, oh well, it's there. I have washed it, it's there. It's now a green hued palette. These are porcelain. These are very old porcelain. I just love these so much because they are tiny, and you can actually put a few colors in here and use it as a palette. I've got 2 of these. I wish I had more. And then my water bowls. And then something else that I have also, I would love to share this with you, is this little palette that I made myself. It's plastic. Okay, but what is it? Let me show you. You can open it and you can open it again. These are from wet wipes. And basically, some of the wet wipes that you get have got the plastic container that you can just tear open, but some have got this lid. And basically, you just undo the lid from the empty packet, get 2 of the same brand, hot glue them together like this, take off the stickers, and what do you have? You have got a little palette. You can even, I sometimes take this with me when I am going to paint somewhere not in the studio, remote or plein air or something, just to have extra surfaces to mix on. And it's fine if it gets ugly or something, it was recycled. Okay, so I just thought I will just share that with you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to tell you which colors I used. Now on the green, I used 3 of the colder colors. All right, so I used, let me take this here. This is emerald green. Now remember, it just comes from the tube. Don't ask me what is the brand name or whatever. It's just this exercise is not to give you which types of brands you have to buy. It's to tell you what you can do with color. The second one is Viridian, and the third one is mint green. So these 3 for me had a more colder color. You can see the temperature, the color is more cooler. It's not a warm temperature. There's more blues in there. Okay. On the warm greens, I decided to use these 3 because I had them. Okay. Permanent green, sap green, and this one is leaf green. And these 2 are very similar, the permanent and the sap, the permanent and the leaf green, sorry. The leaf green has got a touch more yellow, I think. All right. So which colors did I decide to mix them with? Look at that. You can see here. I have got burnt sienna, which is a warmer color. I have got yellow ochre, that is also warmer. And then I've got a cold dioxide violet. Just to show you what can we do. If you look at this here, with the 6 colors here, I manage to mix all these colors by using these 3. So you see, you don't have to go and buy a tube of this green here. You don't have to buy a tube of this green or this green or that green. You can mix your own. Don't be afraid to mix your own colors. Okay, so that is where we are. Now let's have a look and see. I was wondering how I should do this, if I should go and duplicate the same thing here, or if I should take something else. And I was also thinking what made it very complicated for me yesterday, what made it so difficult was keeping track of the cold greens. So I've put my colder greens on the outside and the warmer greens on the inside. Colder on the outside, warmer on the inside. Colder on the outside, warmer on the inside. And then just to mix all of them together was like really intense. So now I think today what I am going to do, how I can do this, that might be a little bit easier. I have got my pans here with my watercolors here that has got the dark side violet, the burnt sienna, and the yellow ochre. So I'm going to use these three colors from this palette here, or from this case here, and then I'm going to use the tubes to mix in these three containers the colors, and in between each color I have to clean it quickly and move on to the next color so that we don't contaminate. Okay, so I hope this is going to work. Let's see where it goes. Otherwise I just have to do something else. If you look here, I just flipped over this. This is actually the back of the watercolor paper. This is the front of the watercolor paper. So I've prepped one just in case I want to do it again. I just made a circle around a plate, and then I just use a circle around object to make the three, and then I just drew the leaves, 6 on each, because we've got 6 colors. Okay, so let's see how it goes. All right, so now let's have a look. I think I want to move my water this way. Let me just see if that would be better. I do not want to spill or drip on my painting. Okay. Okay, Ingrid, stop fiddling and get moving. Let's see. Here in our country, it's quite cold today. I think it is, I'm not sure, I think it is about 15 degrees Celsius or something, but we have got a very cold wind, and it was raining earlier. So the coldness, you can actually feel the cold air coming off the Atlantic Ocean. So it's rather cold. All right. So, okay, I'm going to start with my dark side violet. I'm going to put it here on this over here. So I've just wet my brush. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the top half. I have divided this into 2, all my leaves and everything. I want to show that you can do it either dark, concentrated, or you can have it watered down to create this effect here, where you can see what the color would look like, and you would water it down, because you can use it in different hues or different tones. Okay, let's have a look here. And this does not have to be perfect. This is not a commission or anything. Thank goodness. Okay. All right, so now I have got this on my brush. So I'm just rinsing my brush a little bit, just to get a bit of that color off, and then I'm just going to drag some of this color to the bottom. So that you can see the darkest value. We can make it a little bit darker here to give us a little bit darker value. The darker to the lighter, and it can go even lighter than that. Okay. Now here it is very important to make sure you clean your brush, because otherwise you can contaminate the exercise. Okay, so the first one we're going to use, what I'm going to do is I am going to use the darker first. So I am going to put my emerald green. I'm just going to make 3 dots of emerald green there. The paint that comes out of the tubes, they are fairly pigmented. Okay, all right. So now I am going to make my first leaf would be the emerald green. So let's just grab some water. I'm gonna plonk us here. You can see also this color here, it is like this color is rather dark. It's like a bluey green. Okay. Now I want to just clean my brush. I don't want my purple to be contaminated. Okay, so I've got some purple here, and now I'm just putting it here, and I'm just starting to play with the two together. And you can see how the color is changing. Can you see there? Look at that color. Okay, so now I am going to add it to this one here. And again, I have divided my leaf into two sections just to show the darkest and a lighter shade of the same color. And if you wanted to know what size brush this is just a number 6 brush. Okay, so there we can see the green that we have combined with the dark side violet nearly gives us like a denim color. Okay, so now let's have a look here. I want to, okay, so that is the emerald green. I'm going to put emerald green next to it so that I can remember. Now I'm going to take Viridian. So Viridian, let's see this here. I'm also going to just plonk 3. Okay, the Viridian. When you compare it out of the tube, it is very similar. It's also dark. It is similar to, let me just put this down so that I can show you, to the emerald. Sorry. They're both very, very dark greens. Okay, emerald goes here and Viridian goes here. Okay, so now let's see. I just want to clean my brush. I'm just looking to see if I've got another brush here somewhere that I can use that I like to work with. No. Okay, I'll use one brush. We'll continue with one brush. Okay, so now if I activate this color here, you can see okay. It's a rather cold green. I've got a white paper towel, so I dry it on the white paper towel, and now I can see I still have green on there, so I have to just rinse again because I don't want to contaminate my, there we go, that's better, the dark side. Okay, so now I have got that in there and I'm mixing. can see it's also giving like a grey blue effect. Okay, so now the second leaf will then be Viridian. It's got a different color. And depends how much, if you use a little bit more green, the color would change also. So you can play around with how much color you want to use. Do you want it more greener or more purple? Okay, so now I'm just going to take this. I just want to hold on, this one is just, I must have picked up a piece of purple here that wasn't mixed through. Hold on 1 second. Yes, my brush had just got purple on it here. Sorry about that. I'll just mix it here. This is the mixed color. I think I picked up the wrong color. Okay. And now, of course, we don't have to take that away. We can just continue with it. Just bring it in here. You can see what I'm doing also. I am picking up this color with my brush, and I'm going to take some clean water. I have got more than one container of water, just to, you can still see the purple coming through there. So let's just try again with this. Just get the mix right. There we go. That's better. Okay, all right. If you can see in the camera, the water is blue, 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 and that's now from a combination of the purple and the green. Okay, I just want to make sure we are clean. Yeah, okay, we're clean enough. Okay. And before I go into the different color, I dip it into the clean water so that I don't contaminate. Okay, color number 3 would then be mid green. So mid green is going to end up here. I'm going to put it here. Oops, it was maybe a little bit too much. Okay, so let's have a look here and see. So mid green lives over there, so that I don't get confused. Okay, so now let's have a look. We have got, take a little bit here. So mid green, you can see, gives us more, it's definitely a colder green. It's a darker green. It's not as light as the other greens, but it's not as blue. It has got a blue tone, but it's not as blue as the Viridian or the emerald blue. Okay, so now we are going to get most of that off here in the dirty water. Okay, clean water. And now we're going to mix our purple in here. Okay. You've got far too much purple for this little bit of green that I took. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, and you can see the color there. It's also for leaves if you want to make a shadow or something. Remember, when we paint shadows, shadows are not black. Shadows contain a lot of colors. We must just have a look for the colors that we can see in the black. Okay. All right. I'm going to change this water now. It's getting too dirty. I've got a clean one on standby. Okay. Okay, I hope my hand is not in front of what I'm painting here. Okay, so those are the three colder colors here. Okay. Now I want to, I think I'm first going to do the cold colors, all the cold colors, and then I'll do the warm colors because I've got my cold colors now in my little containers here, my palettes. Okay, so let me just clean this brush. Sometimes you have to open the brush in here with your thumb to get the colors out, because sometimes there's a little piece of color that wants to sit in there. Okay, so you have always just got to make sure you can see it's not clean. So let's try it again. And some pigments like the green, they stain brushes also. Okay, alrighty. So now let's have a look. We have got our next color, which would be burnt sienna. So now let me grab my burnt sienna. Okay, and make my next circle. And I'm just painting it directly on the paper. Okay, and I want to have a little bit more water on this side. What is nice about exercises like this is that you can learn and experiment for yourself. It is so much fun to watch someone else on YouTube how they do it, and everyone has got a little bit of a different, or some people use the same methods for everything, but to see it there and to actually try it is two different things. I love swatching. I love swatching my colors. I try and always do it because sometimes if you look at your palette, the colors look similar to a different color, and it just makes your life easier if you swatch it out. And like I've done on this one, I've just swatched it out and just wrote the names there. If you know the numbers of a specific paint, you can put the number there if you want. Anyway, how you want it is good. Okay, so now let's have a look. We are going to again start with emerald. Now I have got my burnt umber on my brush, so let's continue with burnt umber. Okay, so I've loaded it there. You can see there's my burnt umber. Okay, and now I'm going to start mixing in. You can see what is happening here with the color. I like the saturation of color like that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like on the page. Okay, so now I am going to be over here. I hope you can still see it. Yeah, let's see. So again, what I'm doing with my pinky, I'm just always try to anchor. Okay, otherwise you get a very wobbly line. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of water to my brush. So the less paint you use, the less pigment you have on your page, the lighter it would look. Okay, so there, can you believe it? The same color that we've used here and here. Look at the difference. Okay, so we'll put that one away. We'll finish with that one. Okay, now we are going to go for Viridian and Burnt Umber. Okay. Oh, Burnt Sienna, not Burnt Umber, Burnt Sienna. Burnt Sienna has got a lot more red pigment to it, and Burnt Umber is a dark brown. Okay, so now we are going to have a look here. There's the Sienna, Burnt Sienna. Look at the different browns you can get if you just take a little bit of Viridian and you mix it with Burnt Sienna. You can get all sorts of browns. So it is not only for one color. You can mix it until you are satisfied with what you have. So let's see here. I think I'm nearly done with my saturation of pigment that I want. Okay, let's have a look. What does it look like on paper? Okay, I hope you can see. Let's have a look here. Pinky. And now I'm resting on my wrist. Sometimes we have got plants that have got like a browny green color. I don't think that I mixed it very well here. So it's got more of a browny color at the moment. Let's just see if I mix a little bit more green into it. There we go. That looks better. And now I'm just going to take a bit of, I think in my previous one it was the dark side violet that changed the color of the water so fast. Okay, so now I'm just wanting to pick up a little bit of this color here with a bit of water, and I have to put my pinky down first to anchor. There we go. You can pull some of this color down from the top. That's a very interesting color. And you know what? I often see this color on the plants here. In South Africa, we have got fynbos. It's, I think you only find it here. And yes, I'm so happy to say that we got a gold again on the Chelsea Flower Show. Woohoo! Okay, so that was fantastic to hear over the weekend. Okay, now we are using mid green, and we are going to use burnt umber. No, burnt sienna, not burnt umber. Okay, so let's have a look here. I think we're going to need a little bit more to mix a proper color. Let's see if we can grab a little bit of this one. I'll clean this out. I'll put an extra dollop here. Okay, now we have got the mid. I just want to see if you can see it. These remind me of khaki browns or something. They have got like an army brown type. What do you think? Just going to get some more pigment for the top, just to show the contrast better. Actually, you know what? I think I prefer the underside of this paper. It paints so much easier. This is quite toothy, this paper here. It's got a lot of texture. It's a 300 gram cold pressed watercolor paper. Okay, so there's our colors there with burnt sienna. Let's see if the brush is clean. Nope. Let's try again. Better. Okay. So now let's just grab one of these cloths here. I just want to clean out this quickly. Okay, not to get confused with it again. I just want to add a little bit more here of the mid green for the last set. Okay. Have you ever wondered what you can do if one of these tubes went hard as a rock and you can't get it out? Don't throw it away. Cut it open. Carefully peel back the metal, the lead, or I don't know if this is I'm not sure what metal these tubes are made of, and then use those pieces of color in a little pan and make your own. You don't have to throw it away. Okay, now we are on yellow ochre. Let's check. Brush. I was gifted a new phone and I am so happy with my phone, and it comes with a little watch as well. And because my phone was quite old and it was wanting to die, and everything was transferred properly except some of my contacts, like on platforms like Discord and all of those. I lost all my things. So yeah, it's been sad for me to try and get hold of everyone again. And now, of course, I can't remember the usernames or anything, or the groups or anything that I used long ago, or even my own details. When I set up something, it's set up. I don't really go and visit it again. Okay, let's see here. Yellow ochre, you can see it's much more yellow. I'm just checking if the screen is still on. Yep. Okay. All right, now let's have a look and see what amazing colors we are going to make with yellow ochre, which is a warm color, and then using these cold colors with yellow ochre. Okay, so first is the emerald green. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit more yellow ochre here. Okay, alrighty. So we have got this corner left here. Let's see. Can you see it's already warming up? Look at that warm color that you're getting. And this brush has now just sucked up everything. Okay, so the first one, let's put it here. Let's turn the page around. Let's see. Okay, we're over here. So the first one is emerald and yellow ochre. This is a fantastic green. Let's come from this one. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of water just for the underside. I've got too much pigment in here. Just want to get it out. Oh goodness, my back is starting to pinch. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if I can at least finish these outer leaves here. I've been sitting now too long. If you don't know that I have injured my back, I've slipped a disc, and I tell you, even on the first day, even with all the medication and everything I had to take for the pain and everything, I was bored stiff. I had to lie down flat. Couldn't move. I could only go to the toilet, and that was a mission. I can't even describe that to you. It was really a very tough time. So everyone that is going through that, I'm sorry that you are struggling. Okay, I really understand what it means to have a back injury and not being able to do things for yourself. Having to ask someone the whole time to help is not easy. Okay, luckily for me, my parents, they're 80 and 83, they still live with me, so they were such a help. They are still such a help at this stage. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them, I think. Okay, so our next color is Viridian. It's gone a little bit dry here, so let's just put a little bit of water on it. Okay, Viridian and yellow ochre. Got my yellow ochre. Let's see, what can we get? Okay, so now with this here, you can also decide on how much yellow ochre you want to use and how much of the other color you want to use. That can, if you take only two colors, let's say Viridian and yellow ochre, you can make about 15 different shades with the different amounts you mix it. Okay, maybe not 15, I haven't tasted that, maybe a little bit less, but you can do it. It's possible. Okay, let's see here. Usually when I have my acrylic classes with my students, or oil painting classes, I would tell them, if you use paint, a pea size, a little pea, so it's 1 pea or half a pea or a quarter pea, and then 3 peas or 1 pea of the other color. That's the ratio you mix, because we all basically know the standard size of a pea. Okay, hopefully every country has got the same size peas. Okay, there you can see yellow ochre and viridian. Okay, let's see now yellow ochre. I just want to clean my brush. Okay, and here we go, mid green. Let me just talk this one. Oh, it's got dry already. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so now this is mid green and yellow ochre. Okay, it's far too dark. Let's have a rinse of this brush here, put some extra water to get a lighter color. Okay, for the underside. Okay, that's it. Okay, all right. I think I am going to stop this video here, and then I will quickly clean everything off so that I can change to the warmer greens and go and have a quick lie down for a few minutes, and then I will be back to make the second half. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in a few moments. For you it will be like maybe like that. Maybe I will only upload this one tomorrow, the next one, but I will see if I can still upload it today. All right, I just need to go and put the back down quickly. All right, see you soon. Thank you.